going on, Jeromes? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. It's time for another Vikings news dump, and also it's the official start of free agency today at 3 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. So all of the deals and craziness over the last 2 days, now they can officially start. Zippity-doo-dah. One of those deals is Aaron Jones, who was done extremely dirty by the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. Shocker. Poverty franchise. But one of the fan favorites, one of the locker room favorites is coming over to the Vikings. And, I mean, Aaron Jones ended his season last year, powering the Packers in the playoffs. Jordan Love gets all the hype, blah, 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 blah. But it was really Aaron Jones. 5 straight 100-yard games. Had a 3-tutty game against the stupid Dallas Cowboys. So, it's fantastic, right? But it's looking good. I don't know if he'll pick 33, but who knows? Who knows what will happen, man? But our guy Eli Corbett's certainly on one. Also, the sombrero is because he's from El Paso, and he played at UTEP. So there you go. Nacho man. Next up, Danielle Hunter. I want to be a nacho man. So the Vikings lost to Danielle Hunter and Kirk Cousins. Sort of is what it is. The business is the business. But yeah, Josh Metellus has been wearing his heart on his sleeve, man. So the guy who probably benefited the most from last year's defense, Brian Flores, tragic. He tweeted that out on the 11th when Kirko was reportedly going to the Falcons. And then ×2 after Danielle inked up with Houston. It is what it is. And now, should the Vikings have traded them for immediate picks as opposed to just hoping, sit and wait and wish on compensatory picks in 2025? Probably. Also, the fact that the Vikings have been very active in free agency and signing guys with expiring contracts that they may have canceled out Kirk and Danielle and also Davenport leaving. Whatever, man. So we said a bajillion % that Kirk Cousins, once he left the Vikings, he would be seen as the missing piece for a Super Bowl stew with the Falcons. Like the national media was just going to magically kiss Kirk Cousins' ass. He's away from the Vikings. He is no longer the overpaid garbage time stat stuffing loser with one career playoff win with the Vikes. It took like 2 seconds, man. So NFL Game Day put this out. Highest passer rating since 2019, minimum of 1,000 pass attempt. Kirk Cousins 101.6. Mahomes, Rodgers up there with Dak too. So, sure. Again, where was all this love and attention when Kirk was a Viking? Shocker. Something that's not a shocker. So, Dan Patrick, longtime Poobah, DP show, love it, as well as longtime anchor on SportsCenter. So, respect his takes. He's one of the goats of sports talk radio. So DP explains his thoughts on Kirk Cousins. That the Vikings made the right decision by not re-signing Kirk Cousins. He's a B+ talent, A+ money, and D- results when it comes to playing in big games and getting into the playoffs. He's won one playoff game. And I like Kirk Cousins. Frankly, I think that the Vikings probably would have had the best chance to win in 2024 with Kirk, but taking a small step back, finding your quarterback of the future in the draft. It's not Sam Darnold, although it could be. I mean, who says that Sam Darnold can't have a Baker year like Baker did last year in Tampa Bay? I mean, you got better offensive situation here in the great state of Minnesota. Who knows? But, yeah, kind of sucks, but also it is what it is. There you go. Some also is what it is. So we talked yesterday that Dalton Riser reportedly hadn't received a contract offer from the Vikings. They may just be waiting for him to gauge his market. But Reisner took the old Twitter machine. He had a bit of a tweet storm. Just in case anyone was wondering, I've started 73 games over 5 years in the league. I drive a Dodge Stratus. I'm missing only 4 games due to injury, earning the starting spot amongst 3 different coaching staffs. I've never asked for a bag, simply just a starting guard contract. Now, starting guard contracts have gone through the roof, man. I mean, you see guys getting 16, 17, 18 million per year. Robert Hunt got 20 million a season from the Panthers. So what does starting guard contract entail? So last year he signed for a 1-year, $3 million deal. We talk about $5-6 million. Is that starting? If so, sure. I would love to have Reisner back at that price. If we're talking about 12, 14, I don't know. I don't know, man. But we'll see what happens with Reisner. But we pointed out yesterday, maybe one of the reasons why they paid Blake Brandel a 3-year, $9.5 million deal with half of that guaranteed was the hedge just in case Reisner did leave. Someone who's also leaving. So Bears are probably sticking and picking at 1, taking Caleb Williams in all likelihood. And so remember at the start of the offseason where Ryan Poles is saying, we got to trade Justin Fields before free agency. We want to do him a solid. Yeah, so that was an effing lie. But, hey, remember all the Bears fans just thumping their chest. We're going to get we're going to get a first-round pick for Justin Fields because he's got potential, and then we're going to take Caleb Williams, and we're certainly not going to ruin him because Chicago Bears have been noted for developing quarterbacks, just like Justin Fields. But then it's like, okay, we'll settle for a second-round pick, and then all of a sudden all of these chairs are being taken up in musical chairs, and a lot of teams are going to be in on drafted quarterbacks as well, and Fields maybe done. In football, breaking the teams that have looked at trading for a quarterback Justin Fields want him as a backup per Adam Schefter. The teams that are looking at him would be looking at him as a backup. So all those dreams dashed. And I don't know. I think part of it is he's headed into the 4th year of his rookie deal. So the value of him on his rookie contract is going to go away bye-bye very soon, unless he is a backup. But I know that the Bears likely wouldn't trade him in division, but since the Vikings have 2 4ths, 2 5ths, and 2 6ths, and a 7th, I mean, I would trade Chicago a 6 for Justin Fields. Just for schnitz and giggles, and also you're still drafting a quarterback. Also, Derrick Henry. So, future first ballot Hall of Famer King Henry, one of the best power backs in league history. He signed a 2-year, $20 million deal with the Ravens. So, hey, Can Lamar actually finally get something going? I mean, well, is Derrick Henry a receiver? Can he get open on third down? Or, the Ravens have a dominant run game to begin with, going back to the Gus bus. But I think Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell, that's funny. That's a funny pairing, man. But also probably means that Dalvin's not back in Baltimore, right? Yeah, about that. But Derrick Henry, finishing out his career in Baltimore. A lot of former Tennessee players have ended up in Baltimore, like Steve McNair, rest in power. Derek Mason, I think, ended up, went from Tennessee to Baltimore. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Something's also crazy. So, all of this talk about the Vikings trading Justin Jefferson, it's a media creation where we haven't even seen any cryptic tweets or Instagram posts from JJ, which is the standard, hey, I want to be traded thing. Or we haven't even heard the insiders. Sources close to Justin Jefferson say that he's considering requesting trade. Haven't had that. So basically, it's just media people speculating and other fans talking junk. That's all it is, man. But DraftKings, shocker. Where will Justin Jefferson be playing next season? Vikings, Bengals, the Chiefs, Ravens, wherever. Now, if they want to give me plus 10,000 odds on Justin Jefferson being with the Vikings, I got 5 on it. Yeah, go ahead. I will take 100 to 1 that Justin Jefferson is a Viking. Not minus 10,000, by the way, which is actually probably closer to the true odds. Plus 10,000. We'll take that. We'll take that, man. But, of course, all the speculation is there. Oh, Jumpin' Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are in Cincinnati. Oh, they can trade T. Higgins and a third-round pick to the Vikings for Justin Jefferson, and that's a steal. That's a bargain at twice the price. It's so stupid. But, of course, Jamar Chase just stirring the pot a little bit. This will be a crazy story to tell. Crazy with a K, like the glue. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I know that the cap is a myth. I know that they could probably work it out, but the Bengals are notoriously one of the cheapest teams in the league, and they're going to pay Burrow, Chase, and Justin Jefferson, and then 50 other league minimum dudes. Okay, sure. Speaking of former Bengals and Vikings, Schefter, Bengals free agent tight end Irv Smith Jr. reached agreement on a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs per source. Now, Irv was a second-round pick back in the day by the Vikings and couldn't stay healthy. Never really got the time of day. And also, so Irv went down, I think it was a knee injury. Was it meniscus? In the midst of the 2022 season. And he got injured right before the trade deadline. And I actually do think that precipitated the Hockenson trade in division. Because if Irv is healthy, do they still do that deal? I don't know, man. But Irv, I always wanted him to work out, but it just never did. But now, him going to the Chiefs, I feel like it would be such a Vikings thing where Irv, who is a solid move tight end, is a decent receiver, got decent hands, except for that one pass in, 2020? Yeah, 2022 against the Eagles, week 2. Great job, buddy. But him and Mahomes, I mean, it could just work out. I mean, Jason Kelsey's way more annoying brother. I mean, eventually he's going to retire, right? He'll ride up into the sunset onto the private jet. So, I mean, Irv could be that guy. Irv could become Kellen Winslow Sr., not Junior, Senior, with Mahomes. It'd be crazy, man. Although, it is so annoying that some jabroni named Noah Gray just catches big-time catches all the time. I mean, dude has like 20 career catches. They're all backbreakers for the opposition. Also, I think he went to Duke, so that's why no one likes him. Anyways, but yeah, best of luck to Irv, whatever. Also, best of luck to Jonathan Grenard. Woo, woo. Brand new talisman on the edge for the Minnesota Fighting Vikings. So, NFL Game Day put this. Oh, hey, NFL Game Day, you can have bias-ass stats, and you can call a spade a spade. Weird. Fastest time to pressure, 2023 season. So Parsons at 2.31, Myles Garrett, Alex Highsmith, Osa Odigizua, the great defensive interior for the Cowboys, the pride of UCLA, and then Jonathan Grenard at 2.56. So fastest time to pressure. What does that mean? Fastest time from snap to getting all up in the quarterback's grill, 2.56. We'll take it. We'll take it. And a lot of people are concerned, Grenard's had injuries. He's a one-year wonder. He's a product of D'Amico Ryans. Well, he's about to be a product of Brian Flores. Going to get after that ass, man. Love it. Love it, man. Speaking of Mahomes earlier, so Mahomes, this is what's great. So Mahomes restructured his contract. And what a lot of people said, because I still like Kirk Cousins. Didn't end great, whatever. But also, we pride ourselves on this channel for calling a spade and calling out stupidity when it's stupidity. So people are just picking up as like, well, Mahomes is restructuring his contract and creating cap space, so why couldn't Kirk Cousins do that? So anything to just grab a brick and throw it at Kirk Cousins. But again, restructure is different than pay cut. Now, sometimes the words get interchanged, especially when a player takes a pay cut. The insiders will call it a restructure, except that's not correct. So restructure is basically you're taking the base salary, turning it into a signing bonus or roster bonus, prorating out the cap hits, freeing up cap space. The player gets the same amount of money. In fact, so Mahomes restructured his contract. He did not take a pay cut. He is getting the same exact amount of money that his contract stipulates, but the only thing that changes is like, so here's what happened. Also, almost all players have restructure triggers in their contract where teams can just do that without even asking the player or the agent, right? Because it works out because you get the same amount of money and you get it all in one lump sum as a bonus. So basically, Mahomes is getting what he was due for his 2024 salary today in one lump sum, and the Chiefs get some cap space relief, and people who don't understand the difference between a restructure and a pay cut be like, oh, what a good teammate Patrick Mahomes is. He's taking a little bit less. No, he's not. No, he's not. So I always think that's silly. It's funny, man. Something that's also fantastic. So Thor, Nystrom, our guy over at Betting Pros. So Thor watches more college football than anyone I know, and he is hard in the paint for J.J. McCarthy. He's also on a Bo Nix, so that we're good. So he tweeted this out. Since the Vikings are chilling at number 11 and quarterbacks are expected to go 1, 2, 3. Heading into the 1999 NFL Draft, the Vikings owned the number 11 overall pick. Minnesota had the most talented receiver in football, Randy Moss, but no quarterback of the future, even though they did re-sign Cunningham to a couple-year extension. Quarterbacks went 1, 2, 3 that year. At 11, by the way, the Vikings got 11 because they traded Brad Johnson to Washington, and the head coach at the time, Norv Turner. What's up? And then the Vikings in the late 20s took Demetrius Underwood. But at 1.11, the Vikings took QB4. This was their consolation prize. So Dante Culpepper, get your roll on, baby. And that 1999 draft was interesting. So Tim Couch up at 1. So Tim Couch was one of the first air raid quarterbacks. So it was Hal Mumme at Kentucky and his OC / quarterbacks coach, Mike Leach. So Tim Couch slanging that pigskin all over the yard, man, putting up Lulu numbers with Kentucky. The Browns were like, we got to get all up in there. That was the first year the Browns were back. So the Browns were like, we're in the Tim Couch business. And then Tim Couch sucked ass. To the Eagles and Andy Reid took Donovan McNabb. Was that Andy Reid's first year? I think it was, 99. I think it was, yeah. Achilles Smith going to the Bengals. People forget, like, the Bengals were ass, thank you, for a long stretch because they went to 2 Super Bowls, lost both to the Niners in the 80s, but for the 90s, they were bad. They were super bad. Edge going forward to the Colts. Good times. Ricky Williams. Oh, that was when Dick traded up heaven and earth to get to 5 for Ricky Williams, who wasn't even the first running back off the board. It's hilarious, man. Torrey Holt. Is Torrey Holt in the Hall of Fame? He should be. I don't think he is. Washington going with Champ Bailey. Fantastic. Good job. David Boston. So David Boston, he didn't do steroids. He was steroids. I mean, he had a 300-pound wide receiver who was just jerked. Just jerked out there, man. Chris Claiborne. Oh, future Vikings legend Chris Claiborne. Awesome. Chris McAllister. Solid part of that 2000 Ravens defense. And then 11, Dante Culper. Get your roll on, baby. So, I don't have many hobbies, but like I'll go through PFR, Pro Football Reference, and go through box scores, or I'll just go through Wikipedia and go through like drafts of yesteryear, and it's literally just like, oh, that guy. And so the meme is that guys can just hang out and name random football players and get along. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. So, like when. Like, we'll go to gatherings where it's like my kids' school friends where we don't really know the parents or don't really know the dads, whatever. But what'll happen is that inevitably at one of these gatherings, like, we'll stand in a circle, stand in someone's garage, have a couple beers, and literally just name off old football players, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. And everyone's got a connection or a story to it. It's great. It's great. Plus, no one knows anyone's name. That's the way that men are supposed to hang out. Sorry. I know it's the 90s, and that's not a modern take, but whatever. Also, so Aaron Rodgers run for VP, I guess. So Schefter, New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers is on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s short list to be his running mate on an independent presidential ticket in November. The New York Times reported Tuesday. So, I mean, we're very apolitical on this channel, so we're not even going to get into it. But this does affect football on the field because it would be glorious. It would be amazing if Rodgers hoodwinked the Jets into signing all of his friends last year and basically just owning the team, and then all of a sudden he just says, "Deuces, I'm out. I'm running for VP." And we're not going to win, but I'm out. I'm out until he's going to be Wyclef Jean gone till November. Yeah, we'll see. But Mike Greenberg. So Greeny, Mike and Mike back in the day was fantastic. But Greeny, hardcore Jets fan, took the Rodgers Achilles very hard. But he put this out. So if I'm to understand this correctly, the Jets have devoted their entire franchise to the cause of making it work around Aaron Rodgers, and he just might be running for vice president. This is going to be the greatest 30-30 of all time. You're not wrong. I mean, just sign Jordy Nelson at this point, man. And he continued, by the way, a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles tear, campaigning for the vice presidency 6 days a week, would still be the best quarterback the Jets have had in decades. I shouldn't talk. Our boy Slinging Sam Darnold was one of those Jets quarterbacks. It's good. It's good, man. But I guess that was the supersized Vikings news dump for this beautiful Wednesday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.